the collectibles, so we'll get to that. But I do think that you have a movie for me to fix tonight.
My friend, it's funny that we live in this vein of conversation that we've been having all night about artists and artist vision. Now, artist visions can take us in many different directions. We can wind up seeing some different plane of existence, or be traveled to a different world, or even go to the depths of the sea. There's so many wonderful things that happen with artist visions, and they don't always necessarily fall in line with what the initial intent is.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had the conversation about Sonic, and we remember Sonic the Hedgehog was a terrible animation until they asked someone to say, the fans spoke up and said, "That's not my Sonic. Just give me Sonic." And they did.
Yeah.
And it was glorious. We have seen people say Firefly was canceled and go, "I want one more show of Firefly."
Yeah.
And there was enough of a clamor that the studio went, "Fine, you get a movie." And that was wonderful. We got that. So as a young lad, there was a movie that always affected me that way and kind of made me question, where in the hell did they get it so wrong? And that movie, forever living with me, is the John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins vehicle, Super Mario Brothers. Falling in line with what we currently have with Super Mario Brothers coming up, Mick, I feel like there is a lot of room, and I mean a lot of room, to fix Super Mario Brothers. Do you have a fix for Super Mario Brothers?
Well, I mean, the short answer is throw it out.
That's pretty clear. Yeah, I mean, forget Dennis Hopper. Just take everybody who was successful and just chuck them.
And 30 years later, make an animated one. So, but to quickly touch down on a point, I just realized that I do want to. When it comes to artists and selling things and stuff like that, too, you got to remember that. And this is mostly for people listening or watching. Yeah, that's true. But filmmaking is a collaborative effort.
Exactly.
There's a lot of artists together who are artistes when it comes to director of photography, or comes to writing or
design,
costuming, things like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So when you have a collaborative effort and they all are artists, that's why the producers come in and they're the captain of the ship saying, "Okay, this is what we got to do now." My director can step in and make his vision work with all these other artists' collaboration. Correct. And because you need that collaborative effort, you need to make money. And that's why I think sometimes you got to play the game.
I agree. Oh, no, I never disagree. You've got to play the game, period, dot.
Yeah.
But I still stand by. There are studio issues.
Oh.
And there are problems.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
100%.
All right.
I devil's advocated for them on a small part.
Yeah, that's fair.
It shouldn't, if you're in the studio system, it shouldn't be only the artist's voice.
Yeah.
You got independent film for that, but you have to live by the independent money.
Agreed.
Because that's life. It's
that's
like
truth.
I work for a company and I make a lot more money than probably starting my own business, but I work for myself, and that's something I really enjoy doing. So you got to make that choice.
Agreed.
And live with it.
Now let's make Super Mario Brothers better.
Okay. And now all that does play into my point of this, because this is too much oversight.
This is the other side.
So of course we were coming out of, when this was made. If you guys remember, action figures really didn't exist in the form that we know them today. They existed in like the 12-inch form, things like that. Rare, very rare, with the G.I. Joes and stuff like that. And the Migos, they just weren't the same. Now I'm talking about when Star Wars came out with their merchandise. Mm-hmm. And so every toy company said, we're going to do that. And how do we sell them? We're going to make a TV show about them, or a movie.
He-Man.
Yeah, I can fix that too if you want. But
never.
But when you got to video games, it was a demand to see more. So these movie studios were jumping on these properties and saying, okay, Super Mario Brothers, one of the biggest video games of all time, even in 1993, when the movie came out.
It was the OG. Absolutely.
It was huge. So they make this movie. But this is at a time where, and I appreciate the fact that we have come so far out of it, and video games have become so predominant in a lot of people's lives and the mainstay in so many things. Filmmakers that are coming up, the studio heads that are coming up, all these people were video game players now, more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
And even I'm not a gamer, and I want to see the games when they're made into movies shown respect.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes down to the original Super Mario Brothers movie, this was a cash grab. They got writers. They probably got just regular on-staff writers to come in and write it. And I say probably because they really weren't heard from afterwards again, and I'm not kidding. Go look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have these directors who, before this was like their biggest thing. After this was like their biggest thing. So, and now I'm not putting anybody down. Anybody can fail at something or whatever, but this movie was so abysmally bad and so off the mark of what Super Mario Brothers was. It was kind of a crime in some ways, I'm pretty sure it could have been a 35th felony that was thrown on a Trump's record today.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I'm being poignant.
I feel the pinpricks of poignancy.
I love it. So, hey, listen, I'm here to shock and awe.
Oh yeah, baby, hit him with everything you got. Operation Linebacker 2.
Yeah, fair. So they want to do a live action movie, and a big push for this isn't a game anymore, which was stupid. It just really was. Should have been animated, because how are you going to tell me that the Saturday morning cartoon show with Captain Lou Albano was more of a winner in the Super Mario Brothers world than this should have been? And that further proves my point to what I said earlier in the show, where a mix between animation and live action is probably your best bet when it comes to video games. Now, you should have done something along those lines, not with Captain Lou Albano. You can get some heavy hitting actors. You had Bob Hoskins, and Dennis Hopper and Lance Henriksen in this movie. And I love John Leguizamo, good actor too.
Oh yeah.
He was early and young.
He was a baby. Yeah. He was still a young, fresh, wet behind the ears stand-up comedian.
Yeah. And that was how he kind of did things. A fast talking type of guy at that time. Now I love him. Now he's just like slow to the draw, and he's just like, he cuts you with a knife.
He's doing Daily Show, and he's so good.
Oh, he was good on it.
He did that whole week. It was awesome.
So to fix this, let's go the live action route.
Okay. Right? So we've got Bob Hoskins, who's already interacted on Roger Rabbit, so we know he can do this. I mean, this is his ballywick at this point.
First of all, calling everybody by their names in the games, and then calling in Dino Hatton. How you doing, everybody? I'm Dick Dino Hatton here.
Oh, it's his new name. There it is.
I have a new
persona. Alias, the new persona. I love it. Dick Dino Hatton. You know what I'm here to do? Make a movie. Get out of my way.
I am. You have no idea what's going to happen after the show is over. I have. That is happening.
I know it is. That's a shirt.
It is so much of a shirt that it's going to look like Manhattan, but as like if it were like a reptile's dong.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
And let me fix this movie, because we're going. All right, let me fix this movie. So if you're gonna go this route, first off, it has to be an action heavy movie. And I love Bob Hoskins, but he does not have the body type for this. There were times when they put on the super boots, which made no sense, but whatever. They put on the super boots, and it was just kind of like, oh, Bob. Like John got it, but Bob. But I do love Bob Hoskins, great actor. He could have played a role in it, but probably more the bad guy. You need an action star. You can keep John Leguizamo, but I would tone it down. Like, he has to be more worried, and this can't be who's going to be in the love story. Like, Princess Peach can't be living in Manhattan and not know who she is. Like, you need the forefront. You need to get them to the world. Okay, they're plumbers in the real world. What brings them down there? What happens? I think in his new movie, he kidnaps Luigi. But how are we going to get to this? What pushes them to do it? Well, in this situation, if you're going to get them to a different world, and they're going to have to eventually save Princess Peach, they have no idea who she is. Maybe it's, let me think outside the box here, so that way you get them there, and it's got to be Mario's the love interest. I I would even give him a date. I would say like she would come to this world, this realm sometimes. Like you can have two realms. It's not underground. It's so stupid. It's so stupid what they did. And I'm trying to fix so much stuff on this, and it's
There's a
boggling my
lot.
mind.
Every time you find a new thing, it's fun because there's another door that unlocks, and it's like, why did that part? I don't even get it.
I mean, you could even do it something as simple as they go on a job and they get sucked in. It's happened in Jumanji. It's happened in so many things. So you can make it fun in that sense and make it so simple. I don't even know why I'm trying to fix this so much.
The first 10 minutes, you can literally just walk into it.
You can
don't
walk
even
into
have
it.
to. You're there.
You're doing it. This other realm is connected through the pipes, and that's why you have the pipes, the warp pipes there in the other world. But now you're going to make the world look like this. But I would actually make it more like in the vein, of course, updated, of Wizard of Oz. It's a real world. You know, granted, it's a set. I know people. I know anybody who's bitching at me about this. I get it. I understand. So probably better than you at some points. This is Dick Dino Hatton. You better get with it. So
you pump the brakes. We're not ready for that release yet.
No, I had to do it. Dick Dino Hatton's going to be my alter ego. That's just really like arrogant.
Aggressive.
He's going to be my Ric Flair.
Yes, I love it.
So I'm gonna have like an open shirt. I'm gonna do my hair up. It's gonna be the whole thing.
Naturally.
So for me, I am going into this. They get sucked in, and the worlds are kind of being decimated by the Bowser character, who is basically just going to be the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
Now, what do they want from Mario? Maybe he picks up something like the red. You know, this is how I would kind of fasten together, like the red shoes. You know, somebody, Toadstool or whoever. I don't want to put the Munchkin thing into it, but Toadstool shows up. You know, he's more animated, and it was 1993, and Jurassic Park came out in 1993. So you can't tell me you can't put money into it where you can make it look somewhat good or have some cool practical effect.
Yep,
you could. So you can have a Toadstool type person, and he gives them something that Bowser really wants. And now Bowser's got the princess, and it's like, hey, listen, Mario, you want to get out, you got to go through him. He blocks the portal or whatever it is, and he wants what you got, and the princess and blah, blah, blah. So Mario's like all in it. But I would make Luigi not in it at all.
Oh, like, you're not going to have Luigi, or you're going to have Luigi when he shows...
I'm done. I don't want to do this. We need to get out of here.
So what if when Luigi shows up, it's at the very end, and it's when Mario comes out of the warp pipe, and he's like, "You'll never believe what happened," and then you cut, and that's your movie.
No, I would keep him. I would keep him in there. I
would
have
you still have him in there? Okay.
Yeah, I would have him in there because he's going to be that sort of sidekick relief.
And you need the bros. It can't be Mario Brothers without. You know, and even though it's his first name and last name, I guess.
Yeah, Mario, and Luigi Mario. You have Luigi there because he is going to play that sidekick role, but he's very afraid. And through it, I would pick him up by saying, like, Mario's the type of guy who's so hard-headed he's going to get the job done. He wants to get home. He wants to do his thing. Maybe he has things he has to save at home, whatever. But he has to go. And also, he's getting messed with a lot. I would make his persona that gung-ho, let's do it hero type persona. You know, no matter how he looks or what we do with him. I'm not making him the Rock in this. Like I'm saying, like maybe like a stockier guy plays the role, but it has to be more action oriented.
Yeah, like a Dolph Lundgren.
I think it's a little too pretty for Mario.
No, I gotcha. Jim Belushi.
First off, I love John Leguizamo, but I would get Italian actors to play the Italian plumber role that they were going for. And there's no shortage of them at that time in 1993, especially young ones. John Turturro could have played a great.
John Turturro, been amazing.
Luigi.
Yeah.
You know,
John Goodman is Mario. Whoa.
That is whoa. No, I said stockier, not me. Calm down. So you have it. So really, if I'm going to fix that movie,
yeah, just that movie,
just that movie,
there
would be some recastings. There would be a different way of how they get in and what they're doing and why they have to achieve their goal. But I would make it very similar to what Wizard of Oz was. It's a simple premise. It brings you in. You get sucked into it. Instead of a tornado, it's a vortex that they get pulled into. They have to go and defeat Bowser so that way they can get their way home, and save the princess. Maybe the other king is there because Lance Henriksen played the other king in it. And he's like, I'm not helping you get home until you defeat Bowser. He's got the magic right now, or if it's not magic, it's science, whatever stupid thing was trying to play. I would make it magic. You got to go stop him, and you got to get my daughter back, or you're not going anywhere. And that is why he's gung-ho. He's ready to do it. He's a man of action. And his brother is like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing this. This is crazy. We're going to die. And then through it, you see a lot of change in him becoming a hero, and a lot of change in Mario, where he's realizing like, yes, I'm being a hero because I'm headstrong and stubborn and I just want to drive through. But maybe now it's like, no, these people need help. That's why I'm here.
Oh, I like that. It kind of turns with that Magnificent Seven spin at the end. Okay. Yeah. I dig that. He winds up protecting the Toadstools by taking out the king.
Now, normally this is the time,
pushing it back. Yeah.
This is usually the time where I'm like, hey, did I fix it? But clearly, when it comes to 1993's Super Mario Brothers, I could have thrown crap at the wall and it would have been fixed.
Everything would have been better than what they did. So yes, Mick, congratulations. You fixed Super Mario Brothers.